Previously on.
Why not? It's gonna be a good fight.
Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Hey, who that? Who that?
Sounds like we got two bulls in a pen. Anybody that's in front of me gotta fight my struggle. Someone's always gotta go.
Talk is cheap. We let these back it out.
I walk this earth like a god. I step right over you.
That's champ talk. I like that.
We had
I'm gonna knock him out.
we had to play that. We had to play that. Anyway, if you don't know, the Prince, Charles Martin, 25-1-1, 23 KOs. He's back on the undercard of Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter September the 8th in the Barclays Center. And, you know, I don't know how seriously he's taken boxing at this point in time in his career. For example, since he had that big money grab, that big payday, former IBF champion, he was Anthony Joshua's first title back in April of 2016. He's had two fights since then, untelevised fights, by the way. Wait, one of these was televised. I forgot which one. But, you know, two rounds, 1 round. You know, we really, and then basically one fight in 2018. We really don't know how serious he is to where it's looking like Adam Kownacki or Kownacki, however you want to pronounce his name, is the guy that they're selling in this fight. You know, he's on his way up the rankings. He's undefeated. You know, he's got a nice foundation of money behind him in regards to Polish fans supporting their fighters and coming out to buy tickets. And he's pretty devastating. So this was 2 fights ago against Artur Szpilka. This took place up in the was this in the Nassau Coliseum? Yeah, in the Nassau Coliseum. And guys like him, Tomasz Adamek, Artur Szpilka, you know, and Andrew Funfara, you know, even though they're good in their own right, and Krzysztof Glowacki, even though they're good in their own right, a lot of times these guys are put on the cards to fill cards out in regards to help ticket sales. It's no secret. It's no secret. But
sort of meeting him at the corner with him. If you watch Szpilka, he exits the same way with his hands down, right there. Hands down. Szpilka needs to hold on. His legs are not steady.
to finish him off. He does have power behind him, and if you look at his resume, 17-0 with 14 KOs. I forgot if this was Ligo or Coladays. I forgot how to pronounce that. But you know, looking at Szpilka, and then if he gets former world champion Charles Martin on his record, that's going to definitely boost him in the rankings. And I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, we might see him versus a Dominic Breazeale for the WBC interim. Trust me, I would not be surprised, depending on which way, obviously, Dylan White goes. You know, and I'm talking about if Dylan White goes on to fight Anthony Joshua in April, because he should be the #1 contender. So, for example, you have it could be Luis Ortiz. You know, Dominic Breazeale right now is the mandatory. You know, he holds the keys. Depending on what Dylan White's supposed to do. I mean, you know, I don't really want to get in. It's going to take me too long to explain all of this and the different storylines. So let's just focus on Adam Kownacki right now, because I still got to do a Dylan White and Gerald Miller video on how they may be ordered to fight in an eliminator to be the WBO Mandatory. So that's a whole video within itself. And also I got to talk about who Tom Schwartz is. So looking at Adam Kownacki, ranked number 10 by the WBC. You see Charles Martin right here, number 9. Where is he at? Is he ranked by the WBA? Surprisingly, no. In the WBA, rank anybody. 13 by the IBF. And he's an Al Heyman fighter. So Al Heyman fighters aren't usually pursuant of the WBO title usually. So he's not ranked over here. So, I would say, 2020, depending on where the belts are, late 2020, and I'm talking for the people who want to really, really think down the line and say, Adam Kownacki is going to be a world champion one day. If he was to get a title shot, it ain't going to be in 2019. 2020, if it's in the later half of 2020, then, maybe he can get himself, like I said, a hold of him an interim title. But with the way the heavyweight division is stacked up right now with, look at the guys like Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, they're going to cancel each other out. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin are going to cancel each other out. Then you have guys like Manuel Char, Fresno Quindo, Trevor Bryant, Luis Ortiz, Dominic Brazil, Joseph Parker still in the mix, Derek Chisora still in the mix, Kubrat Pulev, Huey Fury, and you got Bryant Jennings, and depending on what a guy like Shannon Briggs is doing. So, Adam Kownacki, he's right there on the outside looking in of that. The same thing with Charles Martin. If Charles Martin gets this win, I'm going to be like, oh, shit. Because right now, I don't know how serious Charles Martin is about his career, especially looking at his last fight. It was the heaviest he's been in his career. Was that 255 the heaviest he's been in his career? And then that was last year. That was last year. Here's the card, by the way. It's going to be Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter, obviously, for the WBC title. Yordenis Ugas, this is a WBC eliminator, even though he's supposed to be a future Errol Spence mandatory. Looked like he's being maneuvered away from that. We're going to talk about that in a different video. Then, of course, Adam Kownacki versus Charles Martin. Amanda Serrano versus Yamile Esther Reynoso. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a couple more names on this card. We were hearing that David Benavidez versus Anthony Durrell was going to end up on this card, but it's not looking, too likely, especially since this is a Showtime fight, and Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter are going to eat up a lot of the budget in regards to the purses they command for that. So, nonetheless, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I'm going with Adam Kownacki. And if Charles Martin was to win, no disrespect to him, but then it would be an upset. Please subscribe. Or links to my social media right down below in the description box. Also, I'm going to put the ticket information and social media and all that stuff down there as well in the description box.